Oh, at the age of 17, I was apprenticed. Good evening, everybody. Just
Good
coming
evening.
up to 7 o'clock on Wednesday, the 15th of April. Okay, so we're just getting ourselves organised here. So you're welcome once again to our Meitheal Ceol's daily online sing-song for the soul, as we call it, during this coronavirus incarceration, where we get together for 90 minutes or so and sing along together a number of songs. Well, as you'll see, if you haven't been here before, we just...
Let us know that you're there, please. Thank you.
So we just basically put the songs up on the screen like this here, and you can see the words and the chords.
Oh.
And we'd be delighted that you'd sing along and join us with your whatever instruments you have in your voice. That's really what this is about.
Paul Flaherty and Natalie. Paul Flaherty from Cork and Natalie from West Germany. Sunny in Cork. I don't know what it's like in West Germany, but it was very nice there one day last week when it was 24 degrees, Natalie told us. Valerie Niemer, hello Valerie, how are you? You're welcome.
So again, a lovely, probably the nicest day of the year so far here in West Donegal. So we're getting a bit of colour when you hang around by the shore all day.
Joe Kane, hello, how are you?
Hi
evening?
Joe, how's everything down in mid-Ireland, down in Ratoath, County Meath? So we're looking forward to a number of songs Mary listed up. Every day, just again, if you're a newcomer here, Meitheal Ceol, the Facebook group, is essentially a place where we get together to have a sing-along. The sing-along is all based on you guys joining in out there. And every day in advance, Mary posts a number of suggested songs that we might sing. So they're out of our 2 songbooks. Which again we'll talk about somewhat during the day, but we hope, if you hear already, that you've downloaded the songbooks by joining the group at the top of the page where the books are sourced, and then you can have a look through the books. But again, in terms of playing along, it doesn't make any difference. The words and chords will be posted in front of you as we're singing along, and we'll tell you what capo position we're using when we're using capo. So the songs that Mary has posted this evening include Curtain in the Kitchen,
Homes of Donegal, She Moves Through the Fair, The Dying Rebel, The Fields of Athenry as usual, Green Fields of France, The Town I Love So Well, I don't think we're going to do that this evening, Whiskey in the Jar, P stands for Paddy I Suppose, Pretty Little Girl from Omagh. That's about it. I'm not going to do the rock and roll stuff.
Well, we see, again, just to say, about 500 songs in these books, and it was our aspiration in putting these songs together that we would learn to play them. So, not necessarily that we're very accomplished in anything, but even accomplished in playing these songs. But nonetheless, this is not a standards-based work sing-along. It's just a bit of fun, a bit of diversion, as the man said. So we hope you join in with the spirit of this and sing along, and particularly if you're someone who feels that you'd like to learn to play an instrument or haven't dedicated yourself to it before. As you see when you're singing along with us, it's not about having been great or otherwise, it's about joining into the spirit of it. So we're hoping that you'll...
Just to say there's 18 degrees in West Germany, lovely in Ratoath. Terry Griffin, you're welcome. Terry Griffin is watching, or joining us rather than watching us, I hope. Fergus Toohey, Fergus here in sunny Drummondine. I would love to hear the song The Old Man sometime. I don't think that's in our book.
What is, yeah, it is.
What is the name of it?
The Furies. I presume it's by the Furies, isn't it, Fergus, yeah? I remember this Furies wrote it about the death of their father. So we'll look it up actually there. We might try it later on. Just to say, Fergus, just before we came on there this evening, I was looking at your what you posted up in the Facebook group of you playing along Only a Rivers One Free with us the other night. And again, I wanted to put a post up about it. Fergus did.
Oh,
Fergus did.
Very good.
No, but I mean, what's really is, you really captured the essence of what this is. I spoke to another friend of ours, Niall Brennan, today in Dublin, who's back here from South Africa and cocooned in Ireland, can't get back to South Africa at the moment. But again, Niall was just confirming with us that yeah, he has got his guitar out and he's playing along with us. And so maybe we'll reflect a little bit on that as we go through this evening of what that experience is like for people. But look, folks, it was wonderful. I'd really ask anybody else who's out there doing it, look for a bit of fun. It gives us a bit of feedback about how it's going for everybody.
I look forward to seeing that. So Nigel and Vivian are here from Dublin 13, and it's a glorious evening here. Anya New York is watching with us from London. Ray Atchison is here.
How are you, Ray? And I think Ray put up one as well. So again, if you're wondering what it's like to experience this as a user, how other people out there are doing it, because look, this is a restricted medium. We can't all be in the same physical space, but we can be in communion with each other. And again, Mary has managed the interchange, which are fabulously involving us through the commentary. So adding comments into each other, commenting about songs, etc., creates some sense of
it makes it more interesting.
A dialogue rather than just a two-person monologue by us, you know.
So Sheila McMahon is here from Dundalk with her spoons and her washing board and I don't know, all those other instruments she plays. So what are we going to do first?
So we're going to do Curtain in the Kitchen. We're going to start off with Curtain in the Kitchen. Again, it's in the first book. So if you happen to have a hard copy of the book, that's fine. If not, it's on page 84 of book 1. If not, you just do, if you're new here, you can see that I'm just, it's a PDF of the book. They have it on an iPad. It's all hyperlinkable. We set it up in night mode so you can see the white on black. It seems to work very well on the screen. Apologies for the fact that I have to interfere with the song and stop and move the screen up, etc. But look, that's what it is. We have to work with what we've got. This is another of our Turalura type of songs. We're going to play it up in capo position 2 and see how it goes.
So Nancy and Edwin are there from Pittsburgh. I hope you're singing along, both of you. Nancy and Chuck from Nashville. Music City, USA.
So the one thing I'd say is, I mean, you may not know these songs. That's another thing we appreciate. Like if you're, 500 songs there, not everybody knows them, and we picked up many of the songs from other people as we didn't know them, and as we played here on different nights, people have said, "Oh, we didn't hear that song." And part of the beauty of this, we'd hope, is that you get introduced to new songs and enjoy them in that way. But you can always, the great thing about this Facebook video is you can always go, if you click on the Facebook video and click the save option, you have a chance to save the video, which means you can pull it up at any time. And if you've time to spare during the day or whatever, and we're all locked down now, so you may have time, you can go back and practice these yourself.
So there's Maria Fordham and Tim from, will I finish?
Sorry, yeah.
Maria Fordham and Tim are here from Bedford. Maria asked last night, I think, about the spinning wheel. So we will get around to doing that singing that in the next couple of nights, Maria.
So we're going to try this, guys, get started anyway. Curtain in the Kitchen.
John Coyle, hello.
Hiya, John. And I suppose we're trying to remind ourselves all the time, we're trying to sing these songs slow enough to not get carried away with the speed. But anyway, like it, we can work away.
Have to do.
So again, look, we have a struggle here with just getting the thing big enough on the screen for Mary to see.
Well, it's just the glare actually from the sun, believe it or not, that's creating the problem. But anyway, at the moment, so it'll be okay. It'll get dark soon. It'll be better.
So capo position 2.
Yeah.
Come sing the bell and blow, oh, to me pay attention, don't ever fall in love. It's the devil's own invention. For once I fell in love with a maiden so bewitching, Miss Henrietta Bell, down in Captain Kelly's kitchen. With me tooraloo-la-la, and my tooraloo-la-la-dee. With me tooraloo-la-la, and my tooraloo-la-la-dee. At the age of 17 I was apprenticed to a grocer, not far from Stephen's Green, where Miss Henry used to go, sir. Her manners were so fine, she had me hard a twitching, when she invited me to a holy in the kitchen. With me tooraloo-la, and me tooraloo-la-dee. With me tooraloo-la, and my tooraloo-la-dee. Next Sunday being the day we were meant to have our flare up, I dressed myself quite gay and I frizzed and oiled my hair up. The captain had no wife and he'd gone out a fishing, and we kicked up high life down below stairs in the kitchen. With me tooraloo-la, and my tooraloo-la-dee. With me tooraloo-la, and my tooraloo-la-dee. When my arms around her waist, she slyly handed marriage to the door in dreadful haste. Oh, Kim Captain Kelly's courage, he looks told me full well they were not beguiling, that she'd wished I'd go to hell or be somewhere from the kitchen. With me tooraloo-la, and tooraloo-la-dee. With me tooraloo-la, and my tooraloo-la-dee. Oh, she flew off my knees, full 6 foot more or higher, with overhead and heels, threw me slap into the fire. Me new repeater's coat that I got from Mr. Mitchin, with a 20 shilling note, went to blazes in the kitchen. With my tooraloo-la, and my tooraloo-la-dee. With me tooraloo-la, and my tooraloo-la-dee. I grieve to see my duds all smeared with smoke and ashes, when the tugboat girlie stubbed right into my face she dashes. So I lay on the floor, still the water she kept pitching, till the footman broke the door and marched straight into the kitchen. With me tooraloo-la, and my tooraloo-la-dee. With me tooraloo-la, and my tooraloo-la-dee. When the captain came downstairs, though he seen my situation, in spite of all my prayers, I was marched off to the station. For me they'd take no bail, but to get home I was itching. But I had to tell the tale how I came into the kitchen. With my tooraloo-la, and my tooraloo-la-dee. With me tooraloo-la, and my tooraloo-la-dee. I said she did invite me, but she gave a flat denial. For assault she did indict me, and I was sent for trial. She swore I'd robbed the house in spite of all her screeching, and I got 6 months hard for my curtain in the kitchen. With my tooraloo-la, with my tooraloo-la-dee. With me tooraloo-la, and my tooraloo-la-dee.
That was one of the songs that my mother sang, actually.
So, yep, that's hopefully that gives a bit of a warm up there, folks. So again, look at what we would ask you to do is, because again, one of the things we realise, we've only 2 hands here between running around and trying to do different pieces. So just explain, I'm live streaming this from an iPad, using a gamer's app called Omelette Arcade, and it enables me to share with you everything I'm capturing on my screen. So I'm just moving across and back across different apps on my iPad as we operate here. So, and again, we're restricted. We don't have auto scrolling on this particular app, etc.
Lucia Gallagher is here from Enfield. Welcome, Lucia, again. Mary Fitzsimons is here. Lovely start to the evening. Looking forward to the spinning wheel and maybe the green fields. Is it maybe 4 green fields? Actually, we thought about putting that on the list for tonight, but we'll do that tomorrow night.
I know I'm just setting up the next song here, Homes at Donegal. We played this before. So just a couple of things. I mean, there are 500 songs. We've been talking about this as we walked around the the Commonage or the Mocker up here in Donegal today, and there's a lot of songs we haven't got round to covering simply because we haven't thought of them, or maybe we haven't sung them for a while or whatever. So if you see songs there, do recommend them. If we haven't sort of got on top of them initially, or even if we make a mess of them, we'll come back and try them again. That's a possibility. But I think what's really important, talking to Niall Brennan, who might join us tonight again, comes in at different times, but it was interesting. Niall was just saying that as a learner, and he hadn't been playing the guitar for a while, he just felt the chord changes a bit fast for him at times. And we're mindful of that, and also mindful not to try and, we're not trying to drop anybody or, make anybody feel behind or anything like that. But a couple of things we're mindful in setting up these chords. As you can see, we've tried to stick with a relatively straightforward set of chords. I mean, I know there's an F in there, you might have a difficulty playing the F with a bar, although there are other ways to do it. So if you're interested in the idea of using this as a learning space, and over the period of time of COVID, and say, look, at at the end of this, I'm going to be able to do certain things. I mean, I would be hoping that what you might do is just go into YouTube. If you want to know how to play the F chord, just play F chord and guitar, YouTube, F chord and the ukulele, and there'll be a 2-minute video or something of somebody showing you how to do that. But set yourself the task. So I'll come back here, and if, using the save video feature in Facebook, just save video, you can play these videos back in practice. So, I mean, it's not that we are great or otherwise, but the one thing that this process offers, which we know from feedback, is that at least you can see the chords and the words and somebody singing along with you. So there's that bit of motivation. So
where are we leaving?
Hopefully people might do that. Homes at Donegal is on. We're playing it open. So we're playing Homes at Donegal open. And again, remember, at 7:30 every day, we do a song for a number of days at a time to give us a chance to learn the song. The one we're doing at present is Fields of Athenry. And again, we're looking for ideas for what to do in oncoming sessions like that.
Michelle Coughlin is here. Welcome, Michelle. I hope you're all singing along. Lucia, I think you might have a ukulele. Okay.
And just to say again, I mean, for both Fergus and for Ray there, who put up videos of themselves playing along with us, look, it's great, and if it gives people a sense of what you can do and how to motivate yourself, etc. And we're delighted. I mean, at the end of it, that's what we set out to do, is try and have as close as we can to emulate a real live sing-song. So we're delighted you're doing it.
Nigel, we do not have the maid from Cabra West in the book, but if you have the lyrics, you can send it to us.
Or a link to a YouTube video. We have a third book in mind, which is called Ones That Went Under the Radar. And we are interested in songs. Like, we've been introduced so many lovely songs.
Okay.
Right. Open. I just stepped in to see you all. I'll only stay a while. I want to see how you're getting on. I want to see you smile. I'm happy to be back again. I miss you all and all. There's no place else on earth just like the homes of Donegal. I long to see your happy faces smiling at the door. The kettle singing on the croup as I stepped up the flow, and then to see a welcome free for travellers one and all. For your hearts are like your mountains in the homes of Donegal. I long to spend a while with you and bide away the night, with tales of yore and fairy lore beside your fireside bright. And then I seal it out for me, a shakedown by the wall. There's repose for weary wanderers in the homes of Donegal. The time has come for me to go. I calls to me to do the things I do. And when I'm wandering far away, I'll hear your voices call. And please God, I'll soon return unto the homes of Donegal. Please God, I'll soon return unto the homes of Donegal.
Maria Fordham, that's for you, because your mum comes from down the road in Termon. And you asked for that song before, so it is a lovely song.
Hiya, John Burke, our neighbour from up the road. Delighted to have you along, John. John Connemara, as they call him up here in West Donegal.
He and I both come from Connemara.
And we know John's a good man for a sing-song, so I hope, John, you enjoyed the songs that we're singing along with tonight. And again, just to say what Meitheal Ceol is it's just a process that people, it's a sing-along process where everybody who's involved, everybody who's present, basically, when we sit together, we sit around the table, we all throw a couple of euro onto the table to pay for the tea and biscuits, and everybody in the group, one after the other, gets to nominate a song out of the 500 or so songs, and we just have a go and we sing them. So in other words, it's really inclusive, and what we found over the year and a half that we'd been doing it here in the men's shed, Skibble, Navarre, down in Guidor here, was that, I mean, people that came along, they felt they could never sing or they never did sing, and suddenly they find in an inclusive environment that, look, everything's grand, and I just think people get such a pleasure out of singing songs.
Just to say, Brian Mohan is here. Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're from Knockbridge outside Dundalk.
Yeah, I think Brian told us that yesterday.
I think you are. Yeah, you told us that, but you know there's a hole here. It's not in Daddy's arm, it's in Mary's head. So he'd like a John Prine song at some point. We will certainly do that. Maybe not tonight, tomorrow night. If we can do it tonight, we will.
So the song we're going to sing at the moment, as Mary said, to be in her bonnet with this week, The Dying Rebel, I think it was. Is it The Dying Rebel?
Yeah, because it's Easter. This is Easter week, and you know,
Mary was asking me how long they lasted in the GPO in 1916. So I think it was about a week. Still don't understand. Look, there's so many things about life 100 years ago or so that we have no memory of or knowledge of how things. I keep wondering why it was not all killed off in the dark. It wasn't as if there was infrared rifles and all that sort of stuff.
Now, Maria Fordham says, she says, thank you very much for that last song. It reminds me of my grandmother's kitchen obviously in Termon.
Dying Rebel, too. So this song's a Dying Rebel, and my memory when we were putting this song together is that there were probably a couple of different versions of this. So just to explain, again, really important in this book, the purpose of this whole exercise is for us to have created a template of songs that when we would meet people, we could sing in common with other people. We sit down, open a book, point to a song, agree a capo position and sing away. And there are songs people wouldn't have known. So in every song you'll see a link. I'm zooming in there, you see a greyed out, or well, it's slightly grey, a hyperlink, which will then take you to a YouTube video of somebody playing that song on YouTube. So even if you don't know the songs, it's very invitational in terms of it suggesting that you go and you have a look at these songs. I know when I sing this song, I keep getting mixed up between this and another version of the same sort of song, so I hope I don't make a mess on it.
Oh,
it's The Dying Rebel. We're going to play it in capo position too. Sometimes we sung this with others and they said, no, that's not the song as I remember it, but there are many versions of songs.
Oh my
right?
Lord, Willie Pierce is here. He says, hi guys, I'm having Christmas pudding with brandy, butter and custard. Oh, well, we've still got some pudding, Christmas pudding as well. But anyway, enjoy that.
I know what you were doing.
I love Christmas pudding.
You were waiting in Aldi until after Christmas like we were, buying up all day.
Cheap ones, when they were reduced to... They're out of date and cheap.
No, they wouldn't be out of date.
No,
the cheap Christmas
joking.
pudding gets better in time. Is that right, Willie? You can tell us that. Do you have custard or cream?
Custard, I
Brandy,
think.
butter and custard.
Yeah.
All the better. I can taste it all the way from here. Anyway, let's try this. It's capo position too.
Kathy and Peter Anderson from
Ballybuffet.
And perhaps Paul, we're not sure. Anne-Marie is here. Anne-Marie Turk-McGinley. She got her capo in the post today, so that's wonderful news. Yeah. Tell Anne-Marie where to put it.
Oh yeah, where did Anne-Marie tell you this today? How
She
did you
did.
know?
She sent me a message to say that.
All right. So Anne-Marie, look, great. I think now you'll be able to really join in because the chord position are exactly the same as you've been using until now. Anne-Marie, just move the capo onto fret position too. So again, Mary, you might demonstrate that.
So there you are. Remember, you hold it like this in your left hand, as if it's a garden hose or something. And there's 1, 2, capo 2. Okay.
So you just put it up behind the fret there. So
There you
again, yeah. So, and then we can all just sing in tune with this, right? So let's see how this works out anyway, okay? Night was dark and the fight was over. The moon shone down O'Connell Street. I stood alone where brave men perished. Those men have gone, their God to me. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bow. He fought for Ireland and Ireland only. Harp the shamrock, green, white and gold. The first I met was a grey-haired father, searching for his only son. I said, old man, sure it's no use searching. Your only son to heaven has gone. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bow. He fought for Ireland and Ireland only. The harp, the shamrock, green, white and gold. Your only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bow. He fought for Ireland and Ireland only. The harp, the shamrock, green, white and gold.
We did that twice.
My God, he cried, I'm broken hearted. My God, he cried, going on his knee. I knew my son was too kind-hearted. I knew my son would never yield. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bow. He fought for Ireland and Ireland only. The harp, the shamrock, green, white and gold. The last I met was a dying rebel, kneeling down I heard him say, God bless my home in dear Cork City. God bless the cause for which I die. My only son was shot in Dublin, fighting for his country bow. He fought for Ireland and Ireland only. shamrock, green, white and gold. The harp, the shamrock, green, white and gold.
That's for Paul Flaherty and all of the others of you from Cork. It does mention Cork in that particular song. A lovely song, isn't it?
Yeah, so again, I suppose all these hark back to the fight for Irish freedom, and I suppose everything is cast in a theatre of heroism and all the rest, and we tend to overlook the blood and guts and all the rest. But you know, it struck me when I was singing that song is at the moment we now have our frontline heroes, those who are, you know, today I hear, for example, in Ireland. I'm not sure what it's like in different countries around the world, but in Ireland, one of the major impacts of the coronavirus has been its very high strike rate on vulnerable people in nursing homes. And your questions have been asked about the hygiene and facilities, etc. And, you know, at the end of the day, poorly paid workers are working in the care of the elderly. And these people often live together, work in different homes, and there's a whole, you know, issue around the transmission and the cross transmission of the virus within nursing homes. And at last, there is a governmental response to send in support teams from the mainstream medical services network. And I just hear the nurses' unions talking about their preparedness to go into there once certain reassurances and transparencies are provided in terms of care and PPE equipment and all that. So these people are at our front line, and I just wondered, we're fighting this common and global invisible enemy, and I'm just looking forward to when some beautiful songs will emerge to commemorate the heroism of such people. So we'll sing our next song towards
Before that, Willie Pearce. Thank you very much, Willie. Willie says that I make the best Christmas pudding in the world. I also make the best brown bread in the world. Now, Natalie wants to know, what is a Christmas pudding? And could you let us, the Germans, know here how to make a Christmas pudding? So Willie is now going to send the recipe for a Christmas pudding to Natalie.
Just send a picture of what you're eating, Willie. That's the first thing. Give it the big bites out of it. That would be a good start.
So Anya New York says, for a variety of reasons, what are they, Anya? We celebrated Christmas with our neighbours once at Easter. It was great fun. So you're going to send... Okay, so Paul Flaherty is delighted that we sang that song for him. Anya, lovely, great song. So Willie Pearce.
It's 7:30 again, so we're going to do the song we do every day for a bit of practice again, The Fields of Athenry. And just again to say, and this is... I'm sort of mindful, having talked to a couple of people, get a bit of feedback of what we're doing and how that's working out, that... obviously, if you're a wonderful musician and such, we still hope that you can chill out and just enjoy the company of playing along with others. If, like many of us, you're struggling to become better or whatever, or you haven't played for a long while, or you've decided that you're going to try and master an instrument or something, I mean, we want this to be a supportive space and a learning space, but it's really important. I mean, the idea of putting the chords up in front of you is that you can see where to play the chord and what chord we're playing and what capo position we're in, and you can hear somebody singing a song along with you. So it certainly gives us the motivation to do a bit of practice. Just by us doing this, you know, we get some experience of doing it, which is, I think, is a lot better than only playing once a week or whatever. So we really want to encourage it. So we wanted this idea that we would have a song that we would sing together on a regular enough basis, and we tried to pick songs. The first song was The Jug of Punch, then The Fields of Athenry. Probably songs that people are likely to enjoy singing together in a hoolie, as they call it in Ireland, or a bit of a party or a SingSong or a get together. So in a day or two we're going to look for another one. So you'd like some ideas around it. But very important, if you are a learner, you'd like to play this, play along with us if you can tonight. As Niall Brent said to me today, if you lose a chord, just drop out and come back in wherever it suits you. Yeah. Nobody's going to judge you on this. But if it gives you the motivation to become better at playing these songs, that's excellent. So we're playing The Fields of Athenry. We're playing it in position 3, fret position 3, using the chords as you see in front of you. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling, Michael, they have taken you lies waiting in the bay. All alone lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Oh, our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the field of Athenry, by lonely prison wall. I heard a young man calling. Oh, nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. It's the famine and the crown. I rebel, they put me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. All alone lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely harbour wall, she watched the last star falling, as the prison ship sailed out against the sky. Sure, she lived an open prey for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Oh, alone lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry.
So we have the black dog here from Suffolk, Louis Brown. He told us about the black dog last night. And he said, sunny Suffolk, I've been late tonight I've been watching barn owls. Oh, it must be lovely, barn owls. Marion from over the road at Glashire, looking after the ducks. Fabulous song. In fact, that song is for you, Marion. Marion, she loves that song. Athenry. Marion comes from, is it Mike Cullen or wrote the art? Marion, let us know. Should know by now.
So I'd be interested in knowing, guys, what your sense of this idea of singing a few songs together. Look, this is not like we're not all in the same room, we can get this instant feedback. But the idea, I mean, our vision always was with Meitheal Ceol that as we travelled along in our motorhome or met with people that the brilliant thing about just playing music together and singing a few songs is you don't have to make conversation, or it's like sometimes in life you just want to sit and enjoy to have a bit of chat or whatever, and it's very easy, we're talking about this today, it's very easy to meet up someone and sing songs and not it's a very simple way of breaking bread with people. You know, when you're breaking bread and having a cup of tea, you don't have to get into the meaning of life. You might be in a good mood or a bad mood, but the song is always the same. The song is there and it holds you together. And we're trying to spread that enthusiasm in people, encourage people to go and have a song. My own sense of it, that MP3s and constant streaming of music into our ears has suppressed many of us from actually singing, because the production values that are carried in produce music, which you can really hear now, and you watch all these stars playing from their homes as we are sitting here.
Your stars playing from?
No, it's been... Fuck off. Jesus Christ.
As we are. All those stars playing from their homes as we are.
Who's going to fit
Come
this
on,
in?
he thinks he's a star. You're a star.
I feel battered.
You're a star, you're a star.
I'm like the sausages in... my son used to come home from school and there was a chipper beside the school, Mullins, and it'd say, Dad, did you hear about the big fight in Mullins last week? And I says, no. He says, 2 sausages were battered. That's an Irish one for battered sausages. So, you lost us.
So we have
no, the whole idea, look, the idea of trying to get these songs is to encourage. We're here, we don't know what's going on out in there, so we're relying very much on a bit of feedback from you guys. But the hope would be that people are singing along and that they enjoy. I sense for us singing that song, I think we're better than we were at it 4 days ago. This is we'd want to be, but anyway, no, it works. I mean, practice. They used to say about the violin, if you did spend 10,000 hours playing the violin, you'd be kind of good. Now, the problem is, 10,000 hours is probably well past my Duracell time in life, so I want to get there, I need to get there quickly.
Talking about thousands, we did 16,000 steps today,
Whiskey in the
folks.
jar.
Now, before that, we've got Francis Robb here from Glasgow.
I did 17,000 miles. I was going quicker than Mary.
No, well, we both did 17 then.
Mary took shortcuts. We're going to sing Whiskey in the Jar.
I'm not very good at
Can we sing Whiskey in the Jar?
Now, before that, Marion McFadden is from my Cullen. Frances Robb is here from Glasgow. She wants to know if we have a particular song. No, that song is not there. I don't know it.
From what? Glasgow? The Glasgow Lullaby?
No. We have a song called the Glasgow Lullaby, which is rather beautiful. Destination Donegal is the name of the song Frances is talking about. So Nigel wants to know, can you find out what station the Barn Owls are on? I'm not sure that it's on TV. It may have been in a barn or something. That he was Valerie Nimerhu, yeah.
So who said that? Larry Brown, was it, or something? So
Louis Brown,
yeah. So again, look, guys,
Louis,
maybe
you tell Nigel.
You help us sending information over and back to each other as we play. Look, we're going to go ahead. When Mary's done a bit, I'm just going to set up Whiskey in the Jar.
Yeah,
okay?
Valerie Nimerhu says, but you are stars. And
no, but the point is that this is really not about stardom, because often in life you just go stargaze. It's not about stargaze. I mean, this is really about people participating, and I suppose we know from having met people along our journeys how much pleasure people have got from just sitting together, passing, not worrying about passing judgment, just enjoying the tunes. And
Mary
that's what we've
O'Halloran
enjoyed
is here. She says, lovely stuff.
Right.
Really enjoyed. Mary, you're welcome.
Right, another song. Open Whiskey in a Jar. Get with the programme. Let's go. Bit of whist in the back of the chapel there.
Come on now, Lee. You just want anybody else talking about.
Playing it open.
Okay.
As I was going over the Cork and Kerry Mountains, met with Captain Farrell and his money he was counting. Then I first produced my pistol, I then produced my rapier, saying stand and deliver for you are a ball receiver with my ring da-da-da-da-da. Whack for my daddy-o, whack for my daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Oh, I counted out his money and it made a pretty penny. I put it in my pocket and I took it home to Jenny. She sighed and she swore that she never would deceive me, but the devil take the women, for they never can be easy with my ring da-da-da-da. Whack for my daddy-o, whack for my daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Oh, I went up to my chamber all for to take a slumber. I dreamt of gold and jewels, and for sure it was no wonder. Jenny threw me charges and she filled them up with water, then sent for Captain Farrell to get ready for the slaughter with my ring da-da-da-da-da. Whack for my daddy-o, whack for my daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. It was early in the morning, just before I rose to travel. Up comes a band of footmen and likewise Captain Farrell. I first produced if there's anyone to name me, it's my brother in the army. If I can find a station in Cork or in Killarney, and if you'll go with me to go roving through Kilkenny, I'm sure he'd treat me better than my own sporting Jenny with my ring of a doo-dum-a-da. Whack for my daddy-o, whack for my daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. So you know what I love about that song? When you're singing that song, I can visualise being in a room with all you guys singing that song where you can just belt it out and love it. I mean, obviously, there's different versions of that song from whether the Dubliners, and in fact, as we were putting the words together, we had to make selections of lyrics from the different versions of songs. But there's the Dubliners made obviously a big hit of it, and then of course Tin Lizzy with their.
So.
And then there was, I think Guns N' Roses might have done one as well. So, but they're just magic songs to be singing. So delighted to be doing them.
Oh, isn't that nice? Do you want me to tell you what's nice? Anyway, Willie Pearce, I'm really sorry. I was not. I know it's your Mary you were talking about, that she makes the best Christmas pudding in the whole wide world. It was just joking. Susan McNamara is watching from Galway. You're welcome, Susan. Very happy to have you here. Nigel says, sorry, Mary, that was a joke from us Dubs about the barn owls, okay?
All right.
So, Susan McNamara, Kathy Anderson, could you please play You Are My Sunshine? I had it played 3 times at our wedding day 59 years ago. Great memories. Ray McCarthy is here. Valerie Burton is here. So Natalie said, sang and clapped along with Whiskey in the Jar. It was my first Irish folk song that she had heard. She says your version is good.
Okay, so I was just setting that song up while Mary was talking away there. We're mindful of a couple of things. Just that we need to try and remember people asking us those songs.
You Are My Sunshine.
Hold on, we just want to note that down. So we're going to sing. I just had a thought when I was singing that we were singing some Planksty songs recently, which people liked, and I thought about this song, Cliffs of Dooneen. I suppose my memory of the song goes back to probably again 1972, that sort of time when I saw Planksty first and singing that song, and then on the year of my leaving cert in 1973, going down. And these days, I think they go off to Magaluf on a binge fortnight where they spend lots of money that I don't know where it all comes from. But in those days, 4 of us hitched a lift down to Ballybunion, down in County Kerry, down in Ballybunion, and we rented an old wooden railway carriage full of cockroaches for a week. And we fed ourselves, probably never been away from home before, probably made fries and all that for the week. And I forget if anybody knows the name of the dance hall that was in Ballybunion at the time, and there were different bands, etc. And we were all young guys. I remember meeting a fellow, I won't mention his name, he was also from Dundalk, but he was getting sick with the drink. He was sick, and he was getting sick in his own drink, but not used to drinking or whatever. I suppose we were all learning to become men at the time, but I had this notion, this magical vision of these Cliffs of Dooneen, which I think they're in the county of Clare, but you see them from Limerick or whatever. Oh. But they've always been like mystical places to me, rather than because of the imageries in this song. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. We're playing it open.
Ray right? McCarthy, you're welcome again this evening.
Okay, I know where we're starting from now. You may travel far, far from your own native home. Playing it open. Far away are the mountains, far away are the foam. But of all the fine places that I've ever seen, oh, there's none to compare with the cliffs of Dooneen. Take a mountains, fine sight you'll see there. You'll see the high rocky slopes on the west coast of Clare. All the towns of Kilrush and Kilkee can be seen from the high rocky slopes of the cliffs of Union. It's a nice place to be on a fine summer's day, watching all the wildflowers that ne'er do decay, all the hare and lofty pheasant plain to be seen, making homes for their young round the cliffs of Union. Fare thee well to Donegal, fare thee well for a while, and to all the fine people I'm leaving behind, to the streams and the meadows where late I have been, and the high rocky slopes of the cliffs of Union.
So Susan McNamara, I hope you've got Brian watching with you. And if there's a song that you would like us to sing, let us know.
Again,
or a birthday coming up.
Guys, what I'd ask is, I'm not the only clown in the world who associates songs with particular periods of my life or whatever. And seeing that this is a group confessional to which there's absolution for all and no punishment, and your only penitence you have to do is come back and sing more songs with us.
Yeah. Tell
us about your experience. I just love that song. How many times when I was in college with mates that we sang, we used to have just simple, when I think about uncomplicated, uncostly sing songs that would just emerge at the drop of a hat on a bus or going somewhere after a football match or whatever, how often times that I've sung that song. And all of those images jumble into my mind. So come on, tell us a little bit.
So Sean Lawless is just in from the garden where he's been watering his roses and his... what else did you say, Sean? All those beautiful flowers you have in your garden there.
How are you, Sean? I'm sure in Dundalk it was a lovely day as well. And isn't it gorgeous? I mean, you know, we're very easy to please in Ireland. When we get a little bit of half-decent weather, we're made up. You know, it's not like we're sort of in sunny California or sunny Florida where we expect this every day of the year.
So let's see what have we got here.
I have a song lined up here, Mary. All right, so...
Well, it's not on the list.
Doesn't matter.
She moved through the fair. We're going to be doing
She
Moved Through
Rave
the
On,
Fair.
okay?
Yeah.
We're going to sing Rave On in capo position 3. We're going to sing this for you, Sean Lawless, just now that we want you to warm down to this. Stand up in front of the TV and do a bit of a hippie shake for this, Sean Lawless. Right. So we're playing in capo position 3. Well, the little things you say and do makes me want to be with you. Rave on the crazy feeling, I know it's got me reeling. You say I love you, rave on. The way you kiss and hold me tight, the way you kiss and say goodnight. Rave on to crazy feeling, I know it's got me reeling. I'm so glad that you're revealing your love for me. Oh, rave on and tell me not to be lonely. Tell me you love me only. Rave on for me. Oh, rave on with crazy feeling, I know it's got me reeling. I'm so glad that you're revealing your love for me. Oh, rave on and tell me not to be lonely. Tell me you love me only. Rave on for me. Rave on for me. Rave on for me.
Do this last one again.
Well, the little things you say and do. Pick the partners, please. So, okay, thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for that dance. Your next dance, please. So we're going to slow it down, okay? It's a slow. You've had your fast set now. This is it's a slow song. So we're going to sing.
Sheila McMahon said, I played that song many times in our pub in Dundalk.
Very good.
Buddy Holly, the best, okay? Anya New York says.
So we're going to slow it down and say, Mary talked about the singing this song.
I love this song. If it's the one I'm thinking, she moves through the fair.
There's a nice song. Sorry, she moves to the fair. Sorry, what is it?
We won't do this.
316. Sorry, hold on, page 316. Okay.
Do some of you know the song She Moves Through the Fair? My mother sang that again. Ray Vaughan, a great, Fergus too, he says, Ray Vaughan, a great song. A first cousin of mine, you probably never heard of him, Brendan O'Brien, we did of course, sang the song with the Dixies.
That's right, Brendan O'Brien
many
and
years
the Dixies.
ago. Very nice, very nice.
You know, that brings us back to the show band days. I mean, I'm 64 years of age, so I wouldn't say I was there at the end of the show band era, because for many, many years, I remember when I was in college, I used to go to the TV club, the television club in Harcourt Street, because the engineers used to have a share in the Friday night dance there on a Friday night. And if I remember actually seeing the late Fran O'Toole when he made that, somebody might remember the big hit that Fran O'Toole had. Because, God, I still have that single, but he was a star. I mean, he was
he was gorgeous, wasn't he, girls?
He was a real fabulous looking, super. I mean, it was just terrible when you look at what happened to that man. And in fact, I remember seeing them subsequently to Miami afterwards, because I still have they used to often show photograph or posters of the band or postcards of the band. And even when there's a young guy, I used to go down to the old Adelphi dance hall at maybe 10 years of age in Ireland, and in Dundalk I used to go down before the band, so they were packing their gear up there at 8 o'clock at night, and we used to go and queue up to get their autographs. Wasn't life wonderful then, you know?
So now Sean says, Sean Lawless, Dundalk, says, I'm out of breath after that song. Myself and Mary were dancing around the new extension here. It's like a dance hall, by the way, guys. Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yes, you're certainly living it up in that room anyway, folks. Okay, lovely dimming lights and everything, the whole gig there. All right, so now we're going to play She Moves Through the Fair.
You let me do the end of it my way, will you? My way.
Well, so Mary and I have a different opinion about how you sing this song. This is just in case. Then she stepped away.
No, the one. My true love said to me. And then Liam says, to me, like the last name, you know, the surname.
No, we disagreed on from me.
To me. It's to me and from me and all of those.
Anyway, sorry, there are lots of people have sung the song beautifully, including Sinead O'Connor. But the version I think that we have in there is by, again, most magical singer Sandy Denny, when she sang it with the Faircourt Convention. So again, look at lots of different versions. Nancy from Nashville says, love through the fair. Of course I have it on a couple of CDs, okay? Okay, right, we're playing it open. My young love said to me, my mother won't mind, and my father won't slight you for your lack of kind. Then she stepped away from me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. She stepped away from me, and she moved through the fair, and fondly I watched her move here and move there, and she went her way homeward with one star away, as the swans in the evening move over the lake. The people were saying no to their wedding, but one has sorrow smiled as she passed me with her goods and her knee, and that was the last that I saw, my dear. Last night she came to me, my true love came in. So softly she entered, her feet made no dent, and she laid her hand on me, and this she did say,
It will not be long, love,
till our wedding
Do the last one.
day. It will not be long, love, till our wedding day.
I just love that song.
What's interesting, that's those words. It just, you might, again, someone out there might have some thought on this. The first line that said, my young love said to me, my mother won't mind, and my father won't slight you for your lack of kind. And I'm thinking, because the song we sang last night, I wish I was in England. My true love, she did promise me, and rambling kine, and the word is kine, Kine, as against the word kind. And when I looked up kine, kine stands for cattle, having cattle, as in a dowry. So I think actually, and I would appreciate any feedback in relation to this, that word might be incorrect. It might mean kine, your lack of kine, and my father won't slight you for your lack of kine. In other words, you won't be thrown out because of the fact that you don't have cattle and others enough to sustain me. So I'd be interested in that. It strikes me when I sing that song.
Ray McCarthy, hello to Ray.
How are you, Ray? So I know, Ray, I think you're a Yuki man. Book 146, and again, I know you're having great fun with Patricia Prenti attending her Yuki sessions in Zoom, which is I know I've sat in on one or two of the sessions you have there, and it's like a really great fun, small, it's obviously, I think it's more manageable with a smaller number of people. And again, I must talk to Patricia, because by the time we finish here in the evening, probably a bit knackered, more than anything else, but I know it's a wonderful there's a wonderful energy in that stuff. So the song we're going to sing now is The Water Is Wide.
Yeah, I want to ask a question though about either maybe this song or just the previous song, She Moves Through the Fair. We could use either of those songs for our learning song next week. If what do you all think? They all loved. So many people loved that last song. She Moves Through the Fair.
That'd be a very good song, because we could actually learn to play it together. We'd have to.
That's right. We might.
If you listen to that song, we're all phrasing the song radically differently.
Yeah,
and Mary's a bit sort of bolshy about that.
No,
you might have noticed he's fucking bolshy.
My mother sang that song as well, so I sing it her way, and Sinead O'Connor's way.
My mother didn't sing that song.
No,
so
your mother
I
wouldn't.
I can sing it my own way. I'm going to sing it my own way. So anyway, what I'd suggest again, get down to the PDF. Click on the link, and certainly if you hear Sandy Denny sing it, you'll know. Anyway, look at so many women.
Ben Morrison and the Chieftains did a very good job of that.
Well, look at so many different. The beautiful thing about songs, there's lots of different expressions and variations. Let's not be too judgmental, ladies. This song we're singing is The Water Is Wide. So I don't know. Maybe Mary's mother sang this song as well. Did she? Did your mother sing the song?
Which one? No, I don't remember her singing this song at all.
So we got poetic license.
My mother is dead, by the way, so don't make fun of her. Come on.
Oh, Christ. Jesus Christ. This is below the belt stuff.
If any of my sisters are watching, they'll be deeply offended.
Sisters. Okay.
The three sisters.
What do you call them?
Seven sisters.
No, what do you call them?
What?
There were two sisters, side by side, the two sisters. We'll have to sing that for you one of these days. Anyway, The Water Is Wide.
Yeah. So Kine, and Nolene says it's Kine. That's what she learned as a wee girl. Okay.
Kine is it? How you spell it, Norrie? Well,
Kine.
Kine, yeah. So it's interesting. That's what it is. And in a lot of those songs, that term Kine comes in. There's a third song in my mind where I can see that. Again, I've no doubt that song suits your voice beautifully as well, Nolene. this song, "The Water Is Wide," lots of different people sing it. I can't remember. If you go and click there, where you'll find the link to that.
Tell us who sang that, will you? Nancy says, "This is my favourite song of all time." This one. Nancy in Nashville.
Which song?
This one coming up.
Which song? "The Water Is Wide."
Okay. The water is
Keep
wide,
the comments coming thick and fast. We're aware that we need some other support here other than a lazy dog who sits over by the window. But I'll just show you here, folks. I'll have to dismantle my whole production system here just to show you this dog. But just in case you think that we're making it up,
no,
there is a dog here.
He says hello every night.
No, but he's sitting over there, looking at him there, sitting over at the window. See him?
See how tidy the place is, folks.
See that dog there, right?
Yeah.
He's sitting up there and he's saying, "I never had it so good. It's like a big job on the railway." That's him. So I need to put this whole thing back in again into its little stand.
Don't drop it.
And, oops. Sorry about that.
Maria Fordham.
Brief interruption.
Maria
there,
Fordham
guys,
is with
Sorry,
us from
we'll come back to
Bedford.
"The Water Is Wide," okay?
Yeah.
I think somebody does a beautiful verse in this. Is James Taylor. I think he goes. We're not,
Paul Flaherty is watching.
So we're going to play it open, all right? Beautiful, beautiful song.
Yeah, it is.
A couple of extra verses I think were picked up along the way. Some you may not have heard before, but we put them in because I just think they're lovely. And right. So please do join in. If you haven't heard the song before, again, a lot of these songs you'll pick up the gist of them after. The fella says you'll pick up the gist, the general structure of the song after one verse.
Natalie, will you tell us what your dog's name is and what breed he is? You did tell me last night, but I just can't remember.
The water is wide, I cannot cross over. Neither have I wings to fly. Give me a bow that can carry two and both shall row. I love and there is a ship and she sails the sea. She's loaded as deep can be, but not so deep as the love I'm in. I know not if I sink or swim. I lean my back against some young oak, thinking he was a trusty tree. But first he bended and then he broke, and thus did my false love to me. Down in the meadows the other day, a gathering flowers both rich and gay, a gathering flowers for the red and blue. I little thought what love could do. I put my hand into some bush, thinking the sweetest flower to find. I pricked my finger into the bone and left the sweetest flower alone. Oh, love is gentle and love is kind, right as a jewel when first it's new. But love grows cold and waxes cold and fades away like a morning dew. Up again for the first one. The water is wide and I cannot cross over, and neither have I wings to fly. So actually, what I was trying to think of in that song, James Taylor does a lovely version of it, but there was a movie with Meryl Streep in it. Somebody might remember the name. It was about Whitewater Rapids, a family getting lost or caught away in White Rapids, and they were kidnapped or something like that there. But in the soundtrack on that, while they're going through the Whitewater, that song was sung a little bit faster than that, beautiful. And I'm thinking that I found the album, I found it on the DVD, this was a long time ago, and I managed to extract the soundtrack off it and using an optical lead and stripping the audio. But I'm trying to, somebody might remember it. I confused it with the Dixie Chicks were singing. It wasn't the Dixie Chicks, it was some other name like the Travelling somebody or whatever. It wasn't Travelling Wilburys.
Wasn't the Wilburys,
no. Anyway, maybe somebody will have, but that's a magical version of that particular song. That was
so
sung.
Nancy Pullis has.
So I'm going to look for Fergus. You said the old man. I'm just going to look for
but
where
I
that
want to
might
tell
be.
you
Sorry,
about what
you go ahead there.
Nancy says that there is in church, there is a hymn at church with this melody, the melody from the last song.
Oh, right.
And it is sung in the States too. Oh, no, I thought you were in the States. Our instructor at the Y did a dance to it in memory of a class member who passed away. Ray McCarthy said, it's beautiful. Peggy, you were very welcome. Peggy from Pittsburgh. You're welcome this evening. Delighted to have you with us. Oh, Micah, she's a German Shepherd. I thought she was a German Shepherd, all right. So Micah, Natalie's dog, says hello to Diego. She's a very big dog, a beautiful looking dog, actually. The Water is Wide, Anya says, beautiful song. Loved it, loved that song. Peggy says, Valerie says, was it the river? She wants to know, was it the River Wild?
Yes, that was it. Yeah, River Wild, that was it. Gorgeous. And anybody idea where the song or the band or whatever? It's obviously a put together band, so beautiful. So Fergus, you asked for a song called The Old Man early on, and I just knew it was in the book. It's in the second book, and my memory of this song, who would have sang it actually, is it Red Hurley who sang it? I know I've heard him sing it about I think it's about the Fury's father, or maybe it's Finbar Fury, I'm not sure. I know that when I heard the song it was actually beautiful. Now again, Fergus, I hope that I don't make a mess of it in terms of trying to remember the melody. I'm just trying to look, because the problem with a lot of these songs, you think you're singing one song, it's another song you're singing.
So
anyway.
Nolene wants to know, is it Dancing at Lunasa, the film with Meryl Streep?
No, it was River Wild.
River Wild.
It's an American whitewater rafting thing.
Yeah, I remember River Wild, yeah.
No, she doesn't sing the song or whatever. It's just that as they're flowing through the rapids, that song comes on. And somewhere, I mean, at the time I know I was trying to, how do you extract the track from a DVD with digital rights on it, and I found some way of using an optical lead to take it off. So it was really good quality signal I got out of it.
Okay then.
So I think
okay.
we hope we can sing this. I haven't sung it for.
We haven't done it since we
Anyway.
were putting it in the book, yeah.
Oh, so you may, some of you may not have heard the song. There's a Ferguson drum and T asked for it, and I think again, like hopefully, if you hear songs that we're singing here and you like them, are great. You'll be able to go there at the bottom of the thing and press the YouTube link and sing it.
Fergus too, he says, Phil Coulter wrote it about his own father.
Oh, was it?
Willie Pearce says Phil Outlet wrote it for Old Man Fury Died, sung by Finbar. So Willie Pearce.
Anyway, they say success is as many fathers and failure is a bastard of none. So we just say we all wrote the song.
We all
for our
wrote it.
fathers.
We all wrote it. We're going to try this. I hope it works.
Oh, the tears have all been shed now. We've said our last goodbye. His soul's been blessed, he lay to rest. It's now I feel alone. He was more than just a father, a teacher, my best friend. And we can still be heard in the tune we shared when we played him on our own. Now I never will forget him, for he made me what I am. Though he may be gone, memories linger on, and I miss him, my old man. So at least we seem to know that. I think that's the melody anyway. As a boy, he'd take me walking by mountain, field and stream. He'd show me things not known to kings, a secret between him and me, like the colours of the pheasant as he rises in the dawn, how to fish or make a wish beside a holy tree. Now I never will forget him, for he made me what I am. Though he may be gone, memories linger on, and I miss him, my old man. I thought he lived forever, he seemed so big and strong. Fly in the year roll by for a father and a son. Suddenly when it happened, there was so much left unsaid. No second chance to tell him thanks for everything he's done. Now I never will forget him, for he made me what I am. Though he may be gone, memories linger on, and I miss him, my old man.
Fergus, that's a beautiful song, all right. Gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember particularly Finbar Fury singing it and talking about his father in the entry, so I'm not sure who wrote the song. Probably was Phil Cote or whatever. But it's interesting that for me, just those. I was thinking about what it evokes for me about my own father, and I'm just looking at the words of that song, because obviously the words are related to specific events like going out fishing with your father or wishing and getting up in trees and all that stuff. Now, that's not my memory of my own father, because when I was a young fella, my father was working 14 hours a day, and I just hung around with 6 members of the family. We were off playing. And so my connection with my own father came in his later life, in my later life, after sort of the wheels came off in my life. And I remember, I used to come and visit my home, and it was an unhappy place, and I felt very awkward in that space. And I remember we used to go for walks, long walks, and I don't know what we talk about. We never talked about the meaning of life stuff, just general chit chat and whatever. And then I remember saying to him, "Look, my life's falling apart inside that house," he said, and I'm afraid, I don't know how to talk to you about it. And I remember he just kept walking. He says to me, "Look, son," he says, I have no answers for you. I'm just trying to sort out my own life." No, but what was really important, and it was the first day, and I was 32 years of age, that's the day I grew up. It's the day that he threw me out of the nest and I had to fly, and be grateful, because I remember turning to him and says, I don't want you to tell me what to do. I just want you to listen. And we changed our dynamic. Our dynamic suddenly changed. So I'm very grateful that my father died at 72, which is young for a modern man, I suppose, in 1994. And I had the fortune during the time of having really interesting dialogues with him about the scenarios, the challenges to the condition and tradition and the institutions of the state that I was going through. But what I remember is that this is about the memories this guy has of his father, the simple things. And when I used to leave my parents' house with my 2 kids, we used to leave, and we didn't hug and do the what I see a lot of young men now do, the hug bro shit like. But he used to come out to the gate as we were leaving, and he would just give you that wave as we were going, and a smile. And it said it all. And when the day that he died again, suddenly when it happened, it's interesting when he says there, and suddenly I thought he'd live forever. And suddenly when it happened, there was so much left unsaid, no second chance to tell him thanks for everything he said. And my father just sat down in his late brother's house. His brother had died a fortnight before him suddenly, and he was helping his brother's widow sorted some paperwork. He just sat there and he died, and I just got a word very shortly after from my mother from 50 miles away and went to travel there. And as I was driving in the car, the one thing I'm really pleased to say, I didn't need to say the onset, that wave and that smile, and it's great. I'm grateful for that.
So anyway, Ray McCarthy says that song brought a tear to my eye, and Sheila McMahon said Phil Coulter sang the whatever song, that song, it was Phil Coulter. Peggy says it's beautiful, and Nigel O'Mahony says the River Wild singers may have been the Cowboy Junkies.
That's who it was. Who said that?
Nigel.
Yeah, the Cowboy Junkies. I don't know what else they did, but what they did there was absolutely beautiful. Kathy Anderson asked her song earlier on. What was the name of it? You're On My Sunshine.
We're going to do that as well. So Marilee O'Donnell Cunningham says, I'm here, was cleaning my yard. Marilee, you're welcome, even if you're late. We'll have to take some marks off
Take
you.
100 lines.
We'll take some marks off you.
Do 100 lines.
100 lines for your homework.
Like me in school from Jim Heaver. Empty vessels make most sound.
Yeah.
So I wrote empty vessels make most sound 500 times, but I added an extra line. Empty vessels sometimes make most sound.
Yeah.
So I brought it to him, and for cheek he bet the lard out of me with a letter. So anyway, they were good struggles.
Hello Kathleen from Dunlow. How are you, Kathleen? So Willie Pierce is still with us on your great memories.
Okay, guys, that's for Kathy and Peter. If you had this 3 times in your wedding night, sure, you'll take it another time. Yeah. We're playing it in capo position to You Are My Sunshine. Okay. All together.
Oh, wait a minute, now I have to get the capo.
Capo 2. Mary's a bit behind. She's a wee bit behind.
We have no light on here either.
The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you. Sunshine away. Told me once, dear, you really loved me, and no one else could come between. But now you've left me and love another. You have shattered all my dreams. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. In all my dreams, dear, you seem to leave me, but I awake my poor heart pains. So when you come back and make me happy, I'll forgive you, dear, I'll take the blame. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Kathy, that is a lovely, happy song, folks.
And you know, it's lovely to just sing these songs again and again. We never get tired of nice songs. What about the Green Fields of France? We'd forgotten that.
The other one I was thinking we should sing as well, if we have a moment, is Meitheal.
So what do you want to sing?
We'll do the Green Fields of France first.
Okay, right, and then we'll have a look at that, right?
Ray McCarthy says, we always use that song, the last song, as our warm-up song. Maria Fordham says it's a lovely, lovely song.
Lovely.
Yeah. Fergus says, many thanks for singing The Old Man. There is
That's
a very
lovely,
nice video of Phil Coulter singing it on YouTube.
The January, man. Yeah, and again, I'm not sure what video we have linked in there, Fergus, but you know, what I think about nice songs is lovely to see different renditions from people of different ages and generations singing all these songs, because...
So Peggy says, wow, Liam, beautiful memories of your dad. My dad was also a man of few words. He had the same wave and smile while saying goodbye. He would wave and smile when saying goodbye.
No, it's not so much that my father was a man of few words, although he was. No, it's not he was a few words, but my mother had plenty of words, so my father used to know, he just knew how to play the bass line very well. So I was going to say, it wasn't just that, it was... No, I think that looking back on my life as a man and having spent a lot of time with men and men's movements, etc., I just, you know, and the way in which I've talked to friends of mine over the years, I suppose what strikes me is a lot of things I didn't ask my father that I would ask men of my own age, because we've come a lot more looser or more open in our conversation. We're not part of my father's culture and my mother's culture, and I totally respect and expect, but I just often think there were things never asked them. And anyway. The most important, I don't feel there was stuff left unsaid. That's the beauty. There's a lot of stuff that's said between the lines, and that's the magic of it. So anyway, this I just love this song. It's a Green Fields of France. We haven't a clue where we sing. We think we sing it open and just hope we don't run out of headroom or whatever.
We need to go up.
I don't know. Just give me a minute here. I just know it hits it at the top end a little bit, so give me a minute. Oh, how you do, young Willie. So, how you do.
Maybe on one it's on better.
Play it up on one. Try it in one, guys.
Kathy says thank you for my request.
I just know when I start these songs, you often notice some part in the chorus there that goes up, and if my voice hasn't been open up right, then I'd start screeching, and I don't want to do that either. But this is just a beautiful, beautiful song. Oh, up on one. Do you do, young Willie McBride? Do you mind if I sit here down by your graveside? Rest for a while in the warm summer sun. I've been walking all day and I'm nearly done. I see by your gravestone you're only 19 when you joined the Great Fallen in 1915. Well, I hope you died well and I hope you died clean. Our young Willie McBride, was it slow and obscene? Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the pipe slowly? Did they sound that march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last Boston chorus? Did the pipes play the flower of the forest? Did you leave her away for a sweetheart behind? In some faithful heart did your memory enshrine? Though you died back in 1915, in that faithful heart you're forever 19. weathered and stained, faded to yellow in a brown leather frame. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they sound the fife slowly? They sound a dead march as they lowered you down. Did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flower of the forest?
Well, the sun
Now it shines on the green field of France. There's a warm summer breeze that makes the red poppies dance. See how the sun shines from under the clouds. There's no gas nor barbed wire, there's no gunfire now. But here in this graveyard, it's still no man's land. The countless white crosses stand mute in the sand. To man's blind indifference to his fellow man, to a whole generation that was butchered and damned. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did it sound the fife slowly? Did they sound a dead march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last Boston chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest? Well, young Willie McBride, I can't help wonder why the doves that lie there realize why they died. And did they believe when they answered the call? Did they really believe that this war would end the wars? For the sorrow, the suffering, the glory, the pain, the killing and dying was all done in vain. For young Willie McBride, it all happened again and again and again and again and again. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? They sounded that march as they lowered you down. Did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest? Again, a magnificent song by Eric Bogle. Really captures the futility of war, but brings to me in 2011, 100 years after the 1911 census in Ireland. Again, I might have mentioned this a couple of days ago, but I had the Irish government had posted the census online for the first time ever, and I put this up from a PC or a laptop. I put it up onto a big 42-inch television for my mother at the time, because her eyesight, she was in advanced years and her eyesight wasn't that great. But she took me in and we looked up her records, etc. So we ended up talking about, I ended up talking about the First World War, and that in her, it was interesting, her mother might have married at about 37 years of age. It was quite old at that time in 1918 to get married. And the reason that she had stayed at home was because I think she had 6 or 7 brothers. And interesting, in the 1914-18 First World War, the division arose in many families, insofar as some of the families went away to join the British Army to fight for the freedom of small nations. That was the narrative that was sold to young men all over Europe, to go and kill themselves, be thrown by generals up against each other, just murdering each other pointlessly. And I think as many as 6 of her brothers might have gone away to fight in that, or maybe some of them stayed at home. And then, of course, when they came back, different ones joined different sides in the Irish Civil War, etc. But she had remained at home. I think her mother might have died early, so she actually stayed at home to look after the brothers, and only later in life got married. But my mother at the time was saying to me, "You should know your history. You should know your history." And she was telling me I should know the all of that scenario over in Flanders, where Mary and I have seen the White Cross, etc.
We have been there.
But as a result of it, we used the internet. It was really good to work with my mother by going searching on the internet, and we found the names of her uncles who had been lost in the Flanders fields. And it's just like Willie McBride, there were guys of that age just disappeared and just put into mass graves, etc. So anyway, that's a memory of that song for me.
Marilee O'Donnell Cunningham, just to say this to you and to the others there. Last week we played Kilkelly. Do you recall? It was based on letters sent to a son who had immigrated during the famine times to America. So letters went back and forth. And these letters were found in an attic in, I think it was New York, by a grandson. And a song was written about it. And it's a very sad song. And, you know, I can relate to it, and I really cry when I hear it. But Marilee sent a letter from her. The letter was dated 1868, and we have to sing this for Marilee. She asked us to sing this song for her. I think she missed it. But it was written in 1868 by her third grandmother from Inver. Her name was Mary, and she lived in Inver in Donegal. But Mary was writing to her son Hugh in America. And there is, you know, the original letter is there, and she kindly emailed a copy of it. But this Mary was writing to her grandson, to her son Hugh, who is Marilee's second grandfather, second back. And Marilee wants to know if we will sing that song for her again, maybe in a few days from now.
Maybe. Well, what you
and
might
then
do
we'll
is just
read
put it in the
excerpts.
list for tomorrow night or whatever.
We'll do some excerpts from the letter, Marilee, if
nice,
you will allow us to. So it's a gorgeous thing. And the most beautiful handwriting, by the way.
Well, Kierman, close enough to the end of another evening, so we're going to sing this song, Let It Be. Been thinking about this for the last couple of days. I'm not sure what sort of a go we'll make of it, but sure, we'll have a go at it anyway. Again, I suppose mindful of the time we're in and the inspirational sort of thoughts and motifs in this song. Beatles song, Paul McCartney, I think of singing about his mother or whatever. So we're singing this in open capo position, alright. And you'll all be able to join us. This is, for many of us, I suppose, it forms a backdrop to a lot of our lives. When I find myself in time of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my heart of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. There is still a chance that they may see. There will be an answer. Let it be. 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 Whisper words of the wisdom. Let it be.
So.
And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine on till tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be.
Marilee says yes, yes. She says that would be wonderful. She said it would be wonderful if we would.
So this song we dedicate to a friend of ours, Sam Carroll, and Edith are over in the south of France. Cocooned, I think happily cocooned there at the moment. Their weather seems to be very nice, and Sam introduced me to this song anyway. I think it's a Pete Seeger song. Very easy. It's a lovely sing-along song, and you know, it seems to me in the world that we have, high density sardines sort of life, you know, lots of thoughts and reflections on the Stepford wives sort of life depicted in this song. Anyway, it's all open, playing it open, alright? If you haven't heard it, just again, you'll get the hang after one verse. Little boxes on the hillside, little boxes made of ticky-tacky, little boxes on the hillside, little boxes all the same. There's a green one and a pink one and a blue one and a yellow one, and they're all made out of ticky-tacky and they all look just the same. And the people in the house all went to the university where they all were put in boxes and they all came out the same. And there's doctors and there's lawyers and there's business executives, and they all made out of ticky-tacky and they all made just the same. And they all play on the golf course and drink their martinis dry, and they all have pretty children, and the children go to school, and the children go to summer camp, and then to the university where they all put into boxes and they all come back the same. And the boys go into business and marry and raise a family in boxes made of ticky-tacky, and they all look just the same. There's a green one and a pink one and a blue one and a yellow one, and they're all made out of ticky-tacky and they all look just the same. A lovely little ditty, I think that is. You know, the wonderful thing is you wander through the book. Oh, here's a lovely song here. Listen, listen.
Oh, yes.
I know you're probably wanting us to go away, so we'll go away after this song. But what we tell you about this song is both Mary and I love the song, even though we probably came at it from different experiences or backgrounds.
Ray says, gosh, you can tell us for tomorrow night. Ray McCarthy says, gosh, little boxes bring back memories.
Yeah, do write them in there, Ray. Write them in while we're pulling this next song in, all right? This song, anyway, the beauty about this song is it's sung in, there's two versions of it, one in French and one in English. And it was released by Fairport Convention with the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Sandy Denny singing the song. And to me, it's as equally nice in French and in English. And we'd like to thank Karen Doust from Toronto for at least trying to help myself and Mary pronounce the words in French right. So it wouldn't be pretentious of us if we get it wrong, but we'd still enjoy it anyway.
Marilee O'Donnell,
it's a hauntingly beautiful song.
She said that was the beginning of the housing development.
So we're going to play this open. Again, it's not that you might know this song, although again, I think you get into it quickly. But if you decide you liked any of these songs, go check them out on the buttons, on the wee hyperlinks. Do check them out. If you haven't got the book, just click on join the group, and those come up as the PDFs are up as a digital repository. Take them away, play with them, etc. But go and perhaps set you, God, I'd like to learn some of those songs as we learned them from others. The young man rose his pretty face, all for to feel the salty spray. When storms are mustering, they say, I'll come and take you all away. I am a traveler by trade. I only have what I have made. A fortune teller too, they say, and I can take you all away. Oh, listen, listen to him. He is the one who is for you. Listen, listen, they say, he'll come and take us all away. And over there the young man stayed upon the rock so rough and grey, watching the boy, watching the day, thinking of how he came to be. A young man, he is so real, and nevermore to go astray. He is of value now, they say, and he can take himself away. Oh, listen, listen to him do. He is the one who is for you. Listen, listen, they say, he'll come and take us all away. Verleni vange du soleil, son beau visage s'élève, viendra l'orage en gris matin. Je vous montrerai les chemins. Je suis le voyageur du temps. Je veux qu'on aille depuis longtemps. Je lis dans l'hier, je vois des mains. Je viens de montrer les chemins. Écoute, écoute, ouvre ton cœur. Il est celui que tu comprends. Écoutons le prince du vent. Il nous conduit vers les bonheurs. Et le jeune homme, tout là-bas, sur les rochers sauvages et froids, pense à l'enfant qu'il a resté, pense aujourd'hui l'en transformé. Il s'est trouvé, réalisé, et ne se perdra le jamais. Il fait le monde et le destin, il y connaît bien son chemin. Écoute, écoute, ouvre ton cœur, il est celui que tu comprends. Écoutons le prince du vent, il nous conduit vers les bonheurs.
Bit of work to do on that for me anyway. You did.
Anyway, I hope you like that. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. And, you know, it's equally nice in English and in German and in French. And just to say thank you, Natalie, because I asked Natalie to send me the German version of the song "Where Are All the Flowers Gone," Sag mir, wo die Blumen sind. And I sent her the text and asked her to, would she just record the audio spoken for me, like you get the pronunciations right, so I'm hoping to work it into a song that we can work in together, because again, I think it's beautiful, and I just think that song is equally beautiful in French and in English, as is Far Water, which we've sung before in English and in Scots Gaelic or whatever. It's lovely.
We have to do the last because they're all.
So anyway,
everybody's saying good night. There must be.
Okay, so we're just heading off. We sing as our last song. We always sing together. Delighted again. Time flies when you're having a bit of fun. We're delighted to have your company. Thankfully, we've had a nice night, nice day in Ireland. We hope you stay well wherever you are in the world. Stay safe and join us. Again, we'll be here every night at 7 p.m. again with our parting glass. Of all the money that I spent, I've spent it in good company, and all the harm that I did, alas, it was to none. And all I've done for want of a way to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. If I've money enough to spend, and leisure time to sit a while, there is a family in the town that sorely has my heart begun. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has my heart enthralled. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had did wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly go. Good night and joy be with you all. Good night and joy be with you all.
Good night.
Okay, guys, again, good night thanks for another night's lovely enjoying entertainment. So
don't forget to share with your friends and family.
Good night, August Cully Snow.
Yeah.